Whatever you thought you were going to see when you clicked on this video is not how this is going to play out. Are you ready, Todd?
Let's go.
Today we are playing with only banned Magic the Gathering cards. Yes, you cannot play these anywhere. Legacy is a Magic format where you can play any card outside of a small ban list. And Modern is its little sibling where you can play any card from the last 20 years, and we're taking each of those ban lists, piling them up into decks and playing them against each other.
I will start with something that is broken if you play it with more friends like itself, but alone it's kind of weak. It's a Cloud Post.
Ah, that's a Cloud Post. That's a good Magic card.
So it comes into play tapped, and it is a locus, and it taps for each locus in play, which if you have many locus, it's a lot of mana, like turn 3 Emerald mana. I think you played
15 mana on turn 3.
Yes, but for now it's just a colorless tap land.
That's not very good.
For my first spell of the turn, I will cast a Once Upon a Time. Now it is one of a kind because it says, if this is my first spell, I don't have to pay for it. It's just free.
Yes.
Once Upon a Time can give you a crazy amount of stability because in the beginning of the game, you can look for a land when you need it. You can look for a 1-drop if you need it. If it's in your starting hand, basically all your starting hand become instant keeps. And that was just way too much stability for only the green deck. So Once Upon a Time was gone, sadly, ever after. I will choose a Deathright Shaman, which I will tell you about later. For now, it's in my hand. And we start my turn with a Mox Opal.
Start your turn. If that's something at the start of your turn, I am considerably worried.
It has Meadowcraft, so if I have 3 or more artifacts, I can tap it for a color of my choice. One on the way. I'll play Chrome Mox.
Another Mox.
Another Mox.
A pattern emerges.
It's a 0-mana artifact that has imprint. So now I can imprint a card of Violent Outburst. And now it taps for a mana of that card's color, meaning to make red or green. Speaking of green, I'll tap the green to play the Deathright Shaman I showed you. Now we read the card. For 1.
I thought that would get your attention. No need to read the card, because I also have banned cards. I'll play a Mental Misstep, which is a card that is banned in Legacy because for 1 mana or 2 life, so my cards are also free, I can counter target spell with converted mana cost 1. 1 mana to counter 1 mana spell seems fair, but it's basically free because you only pay 2 life. You can tap out and still counter your opponent's 1 mana spell, and in Legacy, most of the spells cost 1 mana. So this card read counter target Legacy card, and no one thought that was fun, so it had to get banned. It's not hidden the table.
Yeah, I feel like I've done a lot.
I feel like you've done a lot too.
Well, there's not much coming out. Your turn.
I'll play Mountain, which isn't banned anywhere, but I'll play a card that everybody knows. It's called Soul Ring. This is not Commander. This is banned in Legacy because it's 1 mana to tap and add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. I will pay another 2 life to play a Gitaxian Probe.
I see a pattern.
Yes, free spells are powerful in Magic. I look at target player's hand and I draw a card. Woo-hoo-hoo! Those are some very good banned cards.
Yep.
Now some people might have noticed that this card is not as upsetting as Mental Misstep because looking at your opponent's hand and drawing a card is not as powerful as countering their spells. But it drawing a card means that for 0 cost to you at all, you look at your opponent's hand, you know what to counter, you know what to play around. It's too strong. I'll draw and go.
I'll play an island and freshly banned. Still incredibly powerful. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. 3/4 flying. Creatures you control have. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. This ability only triggers twice each turn, and it's yours.
I'll draw. I'll play a forest, and I'll float 1 colorless because I'll play. So, hear me out, Todd. Not every card on the ban list is just powerful in itself. That's a theme we'll see repeating, kind of like with your Cloud Post, because I'm going to play a Goblin Recruiter. Which here is just a 2 mana 1/1 Goblin. Because when Goblin Recruiter comes into play, search your library for any number of Goblin cards, reveal those cards to all players, shuffle your library, then put those cards on top in any order. Let's do that together.
And
Is there a secret Goblin in here somewhere? Could you argue that this is a Goblin?
yeah.
Really?
If it wouldn't be a green enchantment.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no goblins. Now, we're making fun of Goblin Recruiter here, but when you can get the most powerful goblins in the game and some of them just win on the spot, this card is a lot more scary. But I don't want you playing any more creatures. So I'll use the other floating mana to play an Oath of Druids, which is one of my favorite cards, because it's an enchantment that stays on the board. During each player's upkeep, if that player controls fewer creatures than target opponent, the player may reveal cards from their library until they reveal a creature card. The player puts that creature into play and all other revealed cards into their graveyard. So if you play 1 more creature, I get a big old baddie from my library.
Very powerful.
It is. Go.
Draw. I will pay 2 to cast Adjective. Now you've heard of Nadu and Shoku. But you probably haven't heard of Nado and Jitte, which is the same, but like the at-home version.
Arguably, in a vacuum, more powerful.
2 mana, equip 2. When equipped, creature deals combat damage, put 2 charge counters on Umisama's Jitte. And you can have 3 different abilities. 1, if you remove a charge counter, get +2/+2 for the equipped creature. 2, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. And 3, you gain 2 life.
I thought the pump was target, so I thought this was incredible.
Yeah, unfortunately, no, this is just equipped creature. Now, we equip Trigger Nado. Let's see what we get.
Splinter Twin.
What's better than 1 Nado?
2 Nadus.
I will attack you.
Unfortunately, I will take 3, and you will get a trigger.
2 counters. I will use the ability of Unisama's Jitte to give Nado -1/-1. Trigger again.
Yes.
Let's see. Hello. Unfortunately, it only says twice each turn. What a downside. So I'll play my land for turn, and it's your turn.
I'll draw. I'm going to attack you for 1. I'm going to play a card that is legal almost nowhere. I'm going to pay 5 for a Mind Twist, which is black and X. Target player discards X cards at random. So in this case, 4 cards at random from your hand. How many cards do you see you had in hand?
4.
Ah.
It's not that random. I showed you a Splinter Twin and a Green Sun Zenith.
Yes.
And I will also show you an Oro.
Oh, you can replay that.
Which is good, but actually I'm quite happy you played it because I show you a Bridge from Below. Now I was trying to figure out how to get it in my graveyard, but
You're welcome.
Bridge from Below is an unbelievable card. It doesn't do anything on the battlefield. It has a mana cost, you can play it.
It doesn't do anything in your hand.
Actually, it does literally nothing. But if it's in my graveyard and a creature dies, from my side, I get a 2/2 zombie. Downside is, if a creature that you control dies, I remove it from my graveyard.
So you're incentivized for your creatures to die.
Yeah, we do have our Nado bank, which is charging.
Yes.
But for now, I'll just play land and say go.
I feel like we're trying as best we can with these utterly broken cards, and you've assembled this crazy combo, but I have a 1/1 and a 2-mana enchantment that did nothing. I take it all back. First, I'm gonna start with one of the most broken Magic cards of all time. This is a Tolarian Academy. It's a land that doesn't tap for mana normally, but if I tap it, I add blue to my mana pool for each artifact I control. There was a time in Magic where the artifacts were mostly free, and the lands even could be artifacts. So putting this into play and tapping it for 7 on turn 2 was a lot too powerful. But now it just taps for 1 blue. And I'm also gonna tap for 1 green and 1 black. To cast, this card needs no introduction. It's an Oko Thief of Crowns, the most powerful planeswalker of all time. Should I give it a read?
Actually, no. You're right, you don't need to. Don't bother. I'll tap for red and colorless and play Tybalt's Trickery.
Oh, I forgot that was banned.
Also for reasons that you might not expect. Tybalt's Trickery is a fun one because it's not banned because of its power level, and they actually said it was just simply not fun. The actual idea was a Chaos Warp style where you target your opponent's card and they get something random, and it is a counter spell, but it has a major downside of they get something else. But people used it with 0 mana cards of their own, countering that and then hoping they hit something broken, like an Omniscience or an Emrakul, and go from there. So it was a lot of hit or miss, and it just felt very bad. 1 red, counter target spell. This one. Choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards, then exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with different name than this Oko. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost.
Different name than this Oko specifically.
So mill 1, 2, 3. 3.
So let's mill Channel. Ooh, that's a powerful one. Memory Jar. Oh, I wish I got to talk about that one. And Gush.
Glad they're gone.
And we reveal, if this is Oko, I don't get to play it. Oh, Demonic Tutor. This can be anything. Search your library for 1 card and take it into your hand. Reshuffle your library afterwards. I'll get a Sculpt Comp, and I'll play it right away. It costs 1 to play, and it's an equipment that says target creature gets +1/-1, and when that creature dies, I draw 2 cards. I have a mana floating, and with the extra mana, I'll equip it to my Goblin Recruiter. Oh no! It dies.
What
because
tragedy.
It's a 2/0 now.
Yeah.
I draw 2 cards. Not so bad. And I'll pass the turn to you.
Oh no, it dies. Woohoo! Oh no, it died. Oh, so close. I will tap 2 blue and 2 green to cast my Oro from the graveyard. I will exile all of them and then draw a card, gain 3 life.
And gain 3 life. The raw power behind Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath.
I'll tap 2, equip the Jitte to itself.
So it swapped hands?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it has. But it still triggers Nado, but
okay.
You know, it costs 2 mana. So we reveal Avu.
Oh, that's gonna do a lot.
It comes into play for free. Now my Eldrazi's cost 2 less. If you've heard of Eldrazi Winter, Eye of Ugin is one of 2 cards that made Eldrazi the deck that it was, because tapping a land for 2 mana is too powerful, and Eye of Ugin together with Eldrazi Temple was just way too much mana way too quickly. So then I will use the ability of actually -1/-1 in Monado for the second time this turn.
Oh, now only hits for 2.
I show you a Seething Song. And then now it's a 2/3. I will attack you, pump it twice, so it has 6 power, and for free.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Now you're cooking with heat.
Unfortunately, I wish it would be that good. I don't have a Progenitus. I have a Seething Song.
Ah, yeah.
So it's +3.
Oh, so that's 9.
That is 9, unfortunately. Not enough. Red X. I can exile a red card to not pay it, and the creature gets +X+0 until end of turn, which is now 3. So quick math, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 7. Good one. Yes. Blazing Shoal is a fun one because in the very first Modern Proto, they figured out Blazing Shoal is very, very good with cards like Infect, because there are cards you can exile that give 10 power, for example with Progenitors, and that on an Infect creature is instant death because it deals 10 points of Infect damage. Give me your best shot.
I have Oath of Druid's trigger. And hopefully there's like a 25/25 that gains me 100 life and exiles all of your creatures.
You never know with Legacy.
I reveal cards until I reveal a creature.
Strip Mine, Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, Hermit Druid.
Cool.
Hermit Druid is a 1/1 green druid, and if I pay green and tap it, I reveal cards from the top of my library until I reveal a basic land card. Put that card into your hand and put all other revealed cards into your graveyard.
To be fair, since you don't have basic lands on your Legacy banned list, it does what it's supposed to do.
Exile my whole deck. I will draw for turn. It's also a redraw. I will equip Skull Clamp onto Hermit Druid, and now it's a 2. Oh, it dies, Hermit Druid.
So sad.
It tried so hard. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. Yay! Who just left? I forgot. Ooh, Todd.
Carl.
I may have basically a 15/15 gain 100 life and exile your board. I'm gonna play Demonic Consultation. Now this is a weird one. It's just an instant for 1 black. Name a card. Remove the top 6 cards of your library from the game and reveal the next card to all players. If it is the named card, put it into your hand. If not, remove that card from the game and continue revealing the top card of your library and removing it from the game until the named card appears. Normally, use this to exile your whole deck and then put a Thessal's Oracle and win the game.
And for now, that's what Oracle's not on the banned list.
Yeah, they didn't ban her. So now I'm gonna name Balance.
Oh.
I exile 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Balance.
If Balance is in here, I just lose the game. Arcan's Astrolabe.
Not Balance.
Yawgmoth's Will.
Not Balance. Renin 6, Yawgmoth's Bargain, Flash, Balance.
Balance.
Well, it's good to know.
I put it into my hand. Play a Plains and tap for 1 blue with my Tolarian Academy, because it's very fair that way. And play Balance. Now normally this is played with a bunch of mana rocks, so that I make you sacrifice your lands and I don't have any creatures in play. Oh wait, I don't have any creatures in play. Because each player sacrifices enough lands to equalize the number of lands all player controls. The player who controls the fewest lands cannot sacrifice any in this way. All player then equalize cards in hand and then creatures in play the same way.
Funnily, probably not a single word is the Oracle text as it is now.
Now, right now the way it plays is, let's all look at our lands. How many do you have?
5.
So equal. We don't sacrifice any land. Now let's do cards in hand.
1.
Way more than 1.
Oh, sad.
I will discard 5. But that's okay, because the most relevant one here is, how many creatures do you have?
All of them.
I have 0.
Yes, they go.
Bye-bye. And now I'll play my one last creature, which is a Dread Horde Arcanist. It's a 1/3 trample. Whenever Dread Horde Arcanist attacks, you may target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost less than or equal to its power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card would be put into your graveyard, exile instant. So I can start playing all of these back when I attack because I'm going to use the last floating mana to equip it.
And it actually doesn't die.
And yeah, it doesn't die, and now it hits for 2 and gets potentially Balance or Demonic Tutor back. I will pass to you.
Wait, now I get the Oath.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Let's see. Second Sunrise.
It's not a creature.
Fury.
Oh no!
Fury, 5 mana, 3/3, double strike. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to any number of creatures or planeswalkers, and it has Evoke. I can exile a red card.
Now you can do it.
Ba-bow. How did you know?
It's dead. I'll draw 2 cards.
Yay!
It's always a good day when you have a Skull Clamp.
Okay, I'll draw. I will tap this swamp, this island, and these Mox Opal for, we've seen it before, we've seen it again.
Oh no!
You said it wrong. It's Thank you. Let's give it a rate, right? Last time it was a bit of a...
Last time it didn't get to the point of being red.
3 mana, 4 loyalty planeswalker. For +2, we create a food token. We won't do that. -5, you exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature and opponent controls of power 3 or less. We won't do that. +1, target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power 3 or 3. We do that.
Just +1 for that low ability.
My GT
Not only has
no counters. It's still
it doesn't do anything anymore.
Now it's a legendary artifact elk. Imagine that, getting hit by a legendary artifact elk.
I think I don't need to imagine it. It's gonna happen and I'm dead. Well played.
Modern wins!
Modern ban list. Who would have thought? Well, Modern has more cards that are banned for power level, and Legacy has more wonky cards that are banned for very niche corner cases.
Yeah, it's probably that the Modern cards are too strong and the late cards are too synergetic.
But if only I got a survival of the fittest. But what would I even gotten with that?